Hi everybody, Wendy from Cinnamon Sweet Shop. Today I'm going to be making a chimney cake. Now this is a cake that's commonly found in Europe, not so much in the US, but I have seen it. What you'll need for this recipe, I'm using my whole wheat pastry flour like I always do, just a pinch of salt, yeast. Now for this recipe you can use any kind of dry sweetener. I decided to use my organic sugar because we don't really use a lot of sugar in this recipe to begin with. Milk of your choice at room temperature, 1 egg at room temperature, melted butter, or in my case I'm using the Earthbound vegan buttery sticks, but you can use unsalted butter. And to shape the chimney cake, we're going to be using a wooden rolling pin wrapped with aluminum foil. For this recipe, I'm using my heavy-duty mixer with the dough hook. And I added in the bowl the flour, the sugar, the yeast, the milk, and a pinch of salt. And we're going to mix this just until the dough comes together. Next, add in your butter, your melted butter, and your eggs. And then we're going to mix this again for about 10 minutes until your dough is smooth and elastic. Once your dough is nice, smooth, and elasticy, you want to transfer it to a greased bowl. Then cover it with a towel. I'm going to let it sit for 1 hour. Notice my dough has totally doubled. I'm going to pour it out. And you may need some flour, a little bit of flour, which I'm going to go get. So as you can see, I have a lightly floured surface. Just going to punch down this dough a little bit. It should be very nice and fluffy. And from here, I'm going to divide it in half. Now, you can eyeball it or you can measure each half. I'm just going to eyeball it a bit. It's about even. And each piece, we're going to make a nice long rope. When I say long, we're talking about 3 to 4 feet long. That long. Going to just coil this up. Now as you can see, I wrapped my wooden rolling pin completely with foil, and I have some more melted butter, and I just want to brush around the rolling pin, not the handles, just the center. And from here, I'm going to roll your rope of dough around the rolling pin. I'm going to start from this side. Just hold that piece down there. So from here, just take your rolling pin and roll this across a few times just to get it to sort of kind of blend in a bit. Then we're going to add more butter across. Fix any imperfections you may have on your dough. Take some extra sugar and just sprinkle it across. Now I have a deep baking pan, and I'm going to lay the rolling pin just lightly on top so it doesn't touch the bottom. I'm going to bake this in a 375-degree oven for about 20 to 25 minutes or until this is golden brown. Now about halfway through baking, you do want to flip this around a little bit. If it keeps rolling back, just lean it against the side and then cook it for the remainder of the time. So when your cake is finished baking, it should be pretty much brown around, and it will, I let it cool of course, and it should easily slide off your rolling pin. There we go. Now I transferred this to a flatter dish so you could see what I'm doing. At this point, We're going to use either an inverted sugar such as Lyles simple syrup, which is it's really basically a liquid sugar, or you can use honey, which I'm using, maple syrup, agave syrup, anything like that, and pick the toppings of your choice. You could use mini chocolate chips, you could use nuts, coconut flakes. I'm using multicolored sprinkles, and I also have some chocolate nibs that I'm using, a little bit on the healthier side, even though this isn't one of my healthier recipes. And with the brush, I'm going to liberally paste across or brush across the honey. So you are going to be using a lot of this. Just go all the way around the sides, and this will come apart a little bit. That's because we have the cracks in there. That's the best way to eat it. And from here, just take your topping and decorate it any way you like. Make sure you get all around. I'm not really going to put a lot on here. Here's what they look like when they're done. They look great, don't they? They taste great as well. Give it a try, something different that you could serve. The recipe's at my website, cinnamonsweetshop.com. Subscribe to this YouTube channel for so much more, and I'll see you all next time.